Okay, going live, going live. Okay, live on both. Let me get my laptop up. That way I can at least see everything here. Up, up. Love that my little Roo is such a happy pup. Although, she does push herself a little too much sometimes. Poor little pup. Okay, looks like my YouTube is working. Make sure Twitch on the laptop is up. Yeah, Twitch on the laptop looks up. Wait, what? Okay, that was a weird thing I saw, but it's fine. Okay, Roo. Good girl. Enjoy. Yep, she's a little sweetheart. Sorry about that. See, it looks like I've got all my tools, right? Got my knife, got my glue, got snips. Yeah, I think we're fine. So, let me make sure of one last thing. Looks like everything is pretty well good. Okay. Enough dilly-dallying. Let's go ahead and get to the actual assembly. Hey, Dark Mage. I'm doing well. How about yourself? Sorry for the occasional camera vibration. I've got my 3D printer running right now, and that causes the whole table that it's on to shake. Wonderful, wonderful. There's my wardens. It's like I know I'd set them right by my desk. Yes, I am highly prepared. As per normal, highly prepared. Okay. So, let's see how the wardens go. I've never actually assembled these guys before. Okay, so Warden A uses torso 2, legs 3. So there's 2, there's 3, awesome. Looks like the torso actually has some little bits on the side, so got to be careful about snipping those off. Okay, then chest plate 1, which, yep, right here. Okay, then looks like each of these little plate dealies are basically, yeah, okay. Basically like the normal ones where they have a matched pair. Number 64 for his little Misericordia. Arm 5. Yeah, 5 then 4. Wherever 5 is here. An arm 4. It's here. After these guys, I am actually almost completely done with my Custodies for assembly. So I'm looking forward to that. Got 10 Wardens, 25 Sisters of Silence, 1 Shield Captain, a Leia Valerian, and a Telemann Heavy Dreadnought. Yeah, okay. Let's try not hitting the camera arm. Thank you. Okay. For some reason, the monitor that I'm using on my laptop is really small, so I can only actually see one of my 2 streams. And of course, the one that I can actually see doesn't fit fully, so I don't see like the right half of the stream. Hence my kind of pause for a moment, like, wait, am I off to the side again? I've been getting better about that. Goodness. Actually doing a really cool 3D print right now. It is a they call it a rapid dice dispenser. Let me grab one of my finished ones. I'm making a couple as Christmas gifts for a couple gaming buddies. Essentially, it acts as a piece of terrain if you want to use it as terrain, or it is a dice holder slash dice dispenser. So when it's closed, it looks like this kind of storage crate thing. Like, kind of cool. But the bottom opens up to hold dice. And that just snaps right back on. Then the front panel here folds out. The top opens up to act as a hopper. So you can just load in dice up top. And then whenever you need dice, you can just drops out 5 at a time. Like, super convenient. It is a paid STL, but honestly seems completely worth it. And it looks cool, which definitely helps. Like, honestly, I do love my 3D printer, and I am super glad that I've finally gotten out of the weird depressive funk I was in for a while, because I went probably about a year without 3D printing. Yeah, man, let's open back up. Come on. Put your cotton on. There we go. And I've wanted to do a lot of printing, just every time I thought about printing, I would always just get kind of bummed out and be like, nah, not gonna do it today, not gonna do it today. Finally got to a better headspace. It's actually getting back into this shit. Actually, I want to see if I can take this design and possibly tweak it to make it hold more dice, which would be kind of cool. Yeah, I also get that. Like, that's part of why I have such a backlog of stuff. Because I would buy stuff, not assemble it, then turn around, look at what I've got in the backlog, and then just get depressed because, oh, I'm just buying more stuff but not finishing anything. Then keep getting more depressed, then keep getting more depressed, never actually finishing anything. But depression sucks. Thankfully, I've made a bunch of good friends, and getting into a better headspace on stuff really helps. So that's definitely made a lot of stuff better. Let's see here. Yeah, so that kind of fits on top, like so. Yeah, okay, good. I completely understand that. Like, I know for myself, I have very little interest in doing the Emperor's Children forces, but I can't deny I want to buy Fulgrim because Fulgrim looks awesome. It's like they did a great job on his sculpt. Just a wicked looking model. But it's like, of all the Traitor Legions, Emperor's Children is like last choice for me, outside of like Fabius Bile. I like Fabius, but that's one of the few exceptions. Then one of the nice things, though, is for that type of situation, as long as you're not putting yourself in a bad financial spot, if you never finish it, you don't have to finish it. Like, it's always good to finish what you start, but same time, there's no actual pressure from anyone else to finish stuff. Like, do stuff at the pace that you want, at the timing you want, and if you finish everything, that's awesome. If you never finish and just have a pile of unfinished stuff for the rest of time, like, it's not wrong either. It's not good, but guess what? It doesn't matter. Like, it is all fine. Now, if you're doing it as commission, then you kind of have to, but for me, I don't want that to become a job for me. Like, I do this stuff out of just fun and a way to push myself to keep doing stuff. And I do want to get rid of this backlog, or at least finish the backlog. Then I can maybe give myself a flimsy excuse to go buy more miniatures. I am right there with you. Like, I won't deny I've gotten better at my painting, but I would feel almost criminal charging people money to paint their stuff. Although, I have been half tempted to open up an Etsy store as a, hey, I can paint on commission. Is it gonna be like super top tier? Nope. But I can get you an army painted. I should have put these on first. I always do this to myself. Some little freaking finicky leg plates. Right, does that fit up there? Shit, have I been doing this too low? No. Okay. I have a decent level of standards for painting that I've grown into, but yeah, I am nowhere near commission level painting. Mine is, I can get an army to a nice tabletop standard. It is going to be playable. It will look decent. And as long as people don't look too close, it might even look good. Just don't look too close. Come on. Let me get this thing on there. Heavy weathering, huh? I'm gonna have to figure out some of that stuff coming up when I go over to the Death Guard painting. Lots more grime and weathering effects that I gotta get done. Because sadly, I did not take a picture of the paints that I used before, because I have some painted Death Guard. Like, I have Typhus here. And, like, I love the way that I did this, but I'm like, I don't remember what paints I used for this guy. So, actually, wait. I'm holding it too high. Yes, Typhus. Like, he turned out great. I love how the colors work on him. I love the shades. But I can't remember what I did for him. One second. Sorry, I'm too far from the mic to be able to mute it. So, I started experimenting with another Death Guard, and I got at least a decent shade of green for this guy. But I gotta figure out what the right level of shading is to put on him to actually get it to that same type of dingy green. Because I tried several different greens on this guy. He's been a test piece. But I figure I need to make him a bit darker and maybe do some like non-oil wash or something. But yeah, I've started, whenever I start up an army now, I take pictures of the model along with the paints that I'm using for it. So if I come back to it a year later, then I can actually see, oh, this is what I did. Nice. I know one thing that's a really cool type of weathering effect you can do is actually acetone. For some models, will take a very small amount of acetone and brush it lightly over parts of their armor to let it kind of melt. Then I can use that as a bit of acid damage on the armor. I've been bit a couple too many times by getting a really cool paint scheme and then come back to it like 2 or 3 years later, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, like this guy, he's got green, but what green? Like, okay, I've got some brass on him, but I've got like 7 different brass paints. Which brass? How did I get this scythe to have this effect? Did I use a rust type wash on it? Did I dry brush on different colors? Just like, fuck, what did I do? Also, live streaming stuff also helps out because now I have a bit of a record to look back on and be like, oh yeah, I can see at least what I'm doing. Less chance to forget. Less chance to derp when I should have herped. Or herp when I should have derped. Yeah, that'll work. And my most recent one I did the picture method for was I am going to be working on some Sisters of Battle coming up. And out of boredom, I did one Repentia and really liked how she turned out, but then I was like, I'm never going to remember what I did for this, so let me take a picture of this with all of the paints lined up behind it. Okay. Misericordia there. Let's see. How many heads do we have without helmets? And also, I've been getting more comfortable with doing skin tone recently, so now I'm no longer hiding from all of the bare heads. And I'm like, yeah, I want to give this guy no helmet. Oh wait, they only give you like 1 or 2 models without helmets. Huh. Well, bummer. I use this one for a Vexilla, I think. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we have 33 for the shoulder plate, which all of them have a 33. Okay, so all the 33s are the same. All you 33s are the same. I'm not being whatchamacallit, stereotypical. You actually are. Goodness. $34. Back here. Hey, catch you later, Dark Mage. Thanks for swinging by. Hope you have a good rest of your day as well. Okay, so the 32 or 33 goes over here. Like that. Good. Okay. The 34 on this side. Okay, the wardens do look pretty cool. I'll give them that. $14.13. Actually, I wonder, do I have something special for the Vexilla one? Warden B. Okay, so on D, they go into the Vexilla as an option there. Then you have a Shield Captain variant available for E. Which, to be fair, I probably will go ahead and make him with that, just because it's gonna look cool. Sorry. It is very cold out here, and I have been spending too much time outside, so I'm getting a little bit of a runny nose. Okay, 14 and 15. Okay, then we have 13, which is right beside it. Okay, next up, we're gonna go 40. Okay, got those two. Next, we have 64 of the Nintendo variety. Then we have ARM 17. Which I think will be on this sheet. Yep, there it is. And finally, he has ARM 16, which is here. And it has weapon head number 57. There's 56. Let's see, we aren't using an axe. Yeah, we want 56, not 57. They're side by side. It's easy to mix them up. Sweet. Ah, goodness. Back here. You don't get to get away from me that easy, little piece. Okay. So let's go ahead and get this guy assembled. Oh, wait. That's his chest, not his butt. Definitely helps if I get those in the right spots. There we go. Now see if we can get this seam to kind of disappear. I am going to need to replace this bottle of extra thin here pretty soon because it is starting to get a little shallow. I have several extra bottles of it. I just don't want to open them up yet. Good. We're putting on the little leg plates first this time. Back here. You don't get to abandon your duty, Mr. Warden. Not like that. There we go. Dab in each arm spot. Let's go ahead and get this arm in place. Of course, I just knocked off 2 things on him. Sweet. But we got the arms on. And a little waist plate went back on just fine. Okay, so next up, we have another 32, or 33, sorry. Then we're going with number 35. No, dang it. Let's get this thing back on. Okay, so now this shoulder plate. Oh, that was way too much glue. Let's wipe some of this off before it starts melting him. Okay, so we got those. Very good. Now he needs a head. So we'll go with head 45, which is here. 45 will get pair 50. Our helmets do look slightly different. Step away for just a sec. Oh, goodness. I'm ready for spring to come. It's been too cold. Like, I still can't believe just how freaking cold it is right now. I got a package today from DHL. Oh, really? I wasn't expecting this for a while. Okay. I'll go pop open the front door and see if they actually dropped it off up front or if they dropped it off all the way downstairs. If it's downstairs, I'm gonna have to take off the microphone. Hey, Roo. One sec. Oh, they actually brought it up. Sweet. Like, normally, when they deliver the stuff, they're a bunch of lazy fucking bastards and they drop it off all the way at the bottom of the stairs or just leave it outside where it can get wet and damaged. They actually did decent this time. I always get a little nervous ordering stuff this time of year because of, you know, porch pirates and degenerate scumbags like that. One sec. Just tossing stuff over there. Yeah. Sweet. Okay, I do love how ridiculous this looks. It's a shaker cup for gamer subs, except it's modeled to look like a styrofoam or a pair of styrofoam cups. Like, this is ridiculous in all the right ways. And there was one other thing I wanted to grab when I stood up, and I didn't because I am a derp. Yes, Rue, I am a derp. Good girl. There we go. There we go. Now I can get back to the assembly. So we're on to Warden C. That is part 19 and 20. So that's going to be on this sheet. 19, 20. Okay, so got those. Now we're on to 41 for the for the plate. There's 42, there's 41. Yep. Even though this is glued shut, I don't want this accidentally spilling. I've got some ideas on how I might be able to open that, so I'll have to try that later. Okay, so now 22. 22. 60. Okay. Well, that should be good. Good. Yeah. $21. Okay. So now we have 46. Okay, then 51. Okay, so next up should be 36, huh? $36. Okay. Now, plate or shoulder. Good. Okay, now 6, 7, and 8. Seven and 8. Okay. So we got those. Now, we're going to do a Vexilla. So now he has, I think this is 42. Yes. Okay, now 64. Okay, now number 9 and 56. Yep. Nine and 56, 59, 57. I'm guessing it's on this sheet then. 56, yes. Okay. Now 11 and 12. Okay, then 11. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so the knife handle is going on like so. Okay. Yeah. Get back here. There we go. Let's see. So we need, yeah, the plates. So 37. And 33. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now, do I want to make a shield captain praetor? I mean, I think I will anyway. Like, I don't see it being I'll actually run him as a captain, but hey, you never know. Plus, it just looks cool. Like, it's hard to say no. Okay, so 27, 25, and 24. Ah, okay. So 24. 25. Okay. Good. Okay, good. Wait, actually, I'm probably not going to be using these because I'm going to need the... Yeah, these two. $31, $32. Yep. Okay, so I think this one should connect there. Yeah. That's right. There we go. Good. Nice. Okay. So I've got that. Now we want 28. $62, I assume. Yep. $29. Okay. $59, $48. Go. I am. Okay, so 1 and 2 and 3. $64. 5. 4 and 58. Okay. Okay. Let's go 43. Then we'll use this 33. And we will use 38. Okay. Let's get this need to stand. Watch is reminding me that I am fat and need to move. Good pop. Goodness. Oh, one sec. Okay. Well, actually, watch hasn't acknowledged that I've moved enough. Need to move a little more. Okay, good enough, I think. Let's go ahead and put together a helmet. Actually, I have one here. Actually, no. Let's use the last helmet. Or the last helmet. Oh. 48. And last hair is 53. Okay. 4 more to go. 15, 14. Okay. We've got 42. Okay, so that's 17, so that's gonna be on this sheet. Yeah. Ah, get back here, hand. Where'd it go? Dang it. Where'd the arm go? One second, I gotta figure out where the stupid arm went. There it is. Okay. Okay. let's see here. Welcome in, sarcastic magician. Yeah, trying to finally get all of my custodies wrapped up. Right now I've got, looks like 3 more wardens, then I've got my 10 wardens built. Then I've got 25 Sisters of Silence to build up. Alea and Valerian, and a Telemann Heavy Dreadnought. Then I am thankfully done with what I have in my backlog for Custodies. I've been putting these guys off for far too long. Oh yeah. Well, it's like, I've still got more stuff to paint. Like, I've got 9 Venatari off to the side over here. I've got 2 Land Raiders, and I've got a proxy for a grav tank. I figure I want to run a proxy of it a few times before I actually decide to shell out the money for the thing, because they are not cheap. Yeah, I was kind of looking at it and I was like, you know, having, if nothing else, like 5 or 10 Witch Seekers would be really nice to be able to do some scout moves. So that's 56? Yeah, 56 and 16. So, looking forward to my next game with some changes to my list. Because my last few games, I kind of got my butt handed to me. But I figured out a few of my issues that I've run into. Adding some Virtus Praetors to my list was wonderful. Honestly, 3D prints are great. Like, I figure that's how I've got my one proxy that I'm using or working on. And I figure if it works out and I decide I want to get into like the tournament scene or something, then yeah, it would help to get that. I figure one day I might actually try and get into some tournaments. I'm not exactly great at the game, but it's fun. The Custodies are fun, like in general, to paint, to build, all that good stuff. Actually, since I've got a audience for it, let me grab one of my favorite models that I put together recently. It is... what's his nuts? The General. Trajan. Or Trajan. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Trajan Valorous. Like, this guy was fun to paint. Let me get him actually in view. Trajan. Yeah. Like, it was good fun. Like, first time I've tried to do like the lightning effects on the axes. I'm gonna have to try and do that on more of them. But he is... I just wish that he did better on the table when I ran him last time. I know one thing I'm adding to my list to help out with a little bit of hordes is I'm adding Inquisitor Draxus to the list. Because she gets 12 shots per turn, And if you're willing to risk a few mortal wounds, you can make it to where your Custodies can't be shot from outside of 18 inches. So you can have her lead a unit of Custodian guards and give a potential protection from shooting and a bit more oomph against hordes. The Lions of the Emperor is great. The only problem that I really ran into with that one was my Alaris Terminators wound up just being objective holders, because once you could split up a unit of 5 into 5 individual units, then you had your cheap objective holders. And it's like, with the Shield Host, you're able to do the sticky objectives. Cool. Here. Get on the body. And let's get this put together. Okay. There we go. Okay. Glad I'm not using like the Insecure stuff. Because that would make this annoying. Okay, so I've got those. Got the helmet. Probably should scrape this a little more. I should probably just break out the files. Those would probably be a little more useful and not cut my thumb as much, but meh. Gotta pay the blood offering to make my miniatures better. Okay. Now we want 37? Yeah. $37 will go with the leg plates. 33. Hey, you're good, man. You are good. Sorry if the camera's kind of vibrating a little bit. My 3D printer's on the desk right beside me. And I'm printing off some Christmas gifts right now. Oh, get back here. I have a buddy of mine that he also plays Warhammer. And so what Custodies, outside of what I have, need to build? So I have 30 Custodian guards, 15 spears, 15 shields. I have 5 with kit-bashed Pythorite spears. Let me grab one of those guys real quick. Still haven't gotten around to painting the Pythorites yet, but essentially I use some sprue goo to actually bulk it out some. Yeah, so use sprue goo plus heavy plasma incinerator bits for down here and the cable to give it kind of a fuel tank look. Bit of a barrel from a combi melta added onto it. And that saves me a crap ton of money from Forge World. I have 9 Alaris Terminators. I have 6 of the Forge World Terminators with fire pikes. I have 2 Land Raiders. I have 9 Venatari. I have 3 of the Venerable Contemptor Dreadnoughts, 1 Achilles Dreadnought, and 1 Gladius Dreadnought. I have 3 Shield Captains, 3 Blade Champions. Admittedly, one of the Blade Champions is a Kit Bash Blade Champion. I decided to go silly on him, and I figure it'll piss off some sweaty neckbeards if they actually see him at a tournament or anything. But considering the Blade Champion has 3 weapon profiles, I gave him 3 swords. And, of course, what lunatic from media uses 3 swords that we know of? Zoro. So, of course, we have a Blade Champion holding a sword in his mouth with neon green hair. Like, this guy was fun. I figure it's not serious, but it is very clearly a Blade Champion. Yeah, I try not to take things too serious because it's like, come on, this is fun. So, yeah, I've got a lot of Custodies. I've been actually working for the past probably 3 months to try and get my backlog finally knocked out. Because I wound up getting a lot of Custodies over time and just did nothing with them. So they just kind of sat in limbo. And then I decided, you know, I'm going to start live streaming. I figure I'll do this 2-3 days a week. This gives me a designated time that I'm forcing myself to do miniature assembly and painting. Once I get these guys done, I've got Death Guard to paint, so that'll be fun. Yes. Because I've got a lot of Death Guard to paint. I've got Sisters of Battle to put together and paint. I've got crap tons of Death Watch to paint. Granted, thankfully, Death Watch is pretty simple. Like, they're just black and silver. I've got about 4,000 points of 1,000 Suns to put together. Didn't put enough glue on those shoulders. Got lots of Tyranids to put together. Got some Genestealer Colts left to go. Essentially, I had a great situation of lots of disposable income from my job, but not enough time to really do anything. So I wound up just buying and buying and buying. I've also got, of course, Gilliman, the Lion, Mortarion, and Magnus to put together. Those are going to be fun. And Angron. Don't have any other World Eaters, just Angron. So I figure I'm probably also going to buy, what's-his-butt, Fulgrim, just so I have all the Primarchs. Because Emperor's Children are about as far from what I want to play as you can get. Like, not a huge fan of the Emperor's Children. 18, 19, 20. Yes. I figure I've already got all the other Primarchs, so why not get Fulgrim? Have him reunite with his brothers. Oh yeah. The thing I'm 3D printing behind myself, or beside me right now, is this lovely thing here, which works as a nice little piece of terrain. Decent, but it has a secret in that this is actually a dice dispenser. So, opens up the top, then dispenses out in rows of 5. Then you can just drop the dice back in the top. Holds 30 dice at a time. And has a compartment on the underside that you can load with more dice for storage. Really cool print. I've got a couple gaming buddies that would be able to find that pretty useful. So I was like, you know, I'll print up a couple extra for Christmas gifts. So I printed it, and if you want, I can drop a link to where you can get it in chat. It is a paid-for thing, which is a little annoying, but it does work really well. So it is from My Mini Factory Tempest Terrain. And this is their 16mm rapid dice box. The STL goes for about $16. So works pretty good. Prints decently quick. I can do a box in about 5.5 hours. Though your time and whatnot may vary, of course. So if you look up if you go through that link, you should be able to find their website as well. They sell these things pre-made for, I think, like $12 or $15 a box or something like that. So you can just straight buy them pre-assembled and pre-printed. Yeah, they're really nice little pieces. Like, I do love neat little things like that. Now I'm gonna have to call the stream here in a little bit just because it's starting to get dark out. I need to get the pup out before it gets super cold again. Though it really hasn't gotten warm today. I think our high got up to like 23 or some crap like that. It's 23 Fahrenheit. Blech. I have a wind chill bringing it down to, I think it was wind chill of 3 this morning. Like, sucks. And of course, I have a little dog that absolutely loves the cold. And she wants to stay out in it until literally she's limping from the cold. So we go out. She starts like having a little bit of issues, and I have to pick her up and carry her back. It's like she didn't get the memo that she's not a husky. She's actually a pit bull chihuahua. So, not long fur, but decently coarse. And stubborn as all get out. Thankfully, she's cute. Thankfully, she's cute. Let's see, we are at 41, yeah. Yeah, trying to do at least Mondays and Fridays around this time. So it would be around 1:30 to 2:30 is start time. That is Eastern time. And my end time is usually around 4:30 to 5-ish Eastern time, depending on when I start. Do that Monday and Friday. And every now and again I'll do that on Wednesday, but I have some other stuff going on Wednesday afternoons that keeps me busy. So sometimes I'll do it on Tuesdays or Thursdays. Then I basically stream 6 days a week in the evening doing video games, World of Warcraft, indie games, sometimes Warhammer games whenever they catch my fancy. Like, if you know Faster Than Light, there is a game called Void War that is a Warhammer-inspired Faster Than Light game. Actually, really pretty good. Worth picking up if you like kind of real-time strategy-ish with ship management and Warhammer flavor. Like, I had one run that I won by using just boarding tactics, by constantly sending self-destructing servitors into the enemy's ship. It's definitely not entirely Warhammer flavored, because they don't use all the right names for things. Like, they refer to the Emperor as I think they called him the God Ruler or something like that. Like, it was very clearly not the God Emperor. But they have definitely Nurgle, like you have Nurgle cultists, you have Khorne, which they referred to them as Chrome. It's like, yeah, I have my Chrome Berserkers attacking the ship. It's like, yeah, that's not exactly the right term for that, but okay. I would have figured they'd be more brass than chrome. That was a fun game, though. I know I need to get back into Chaos Gate Daemon Hunters. That game looked so good. Minus, you know, the faces for some of the characters. But if you like XCOM, like Chaos Gate Demon Hunters is just XCOM meets Grey Knights. Like, super good. And the accuracy system is accurate. Like, you don't miss unless the game tells you you are going to miss. Don't do this. The same thing goes for the enemies, though. So it is very much like XCOM, just with people who actually know how to aim. Now, where you have to kind of suspend a lot of disbelief while playing it is if you happen to have a a Grey Knight's silencer cannon fire into a human cultist, and the cultist doesn't die. It's like, I get that you've got the blessings of Nurgle or whatever, but you got hit point blank with a cannon, and you didn't die. Excuse me, you need to just fall over now. Okay, so we're on 6, 7, 8. Actually, next year, or start of the year, I'm going to be starting to do some live stream game dev, hopefully. Wanting to start making some video games. I think that'll be fun. The one thing I dislike about this glue is it is quite pungent. But it works really good. So I can't complain too much. Yep. This guy, I forgot to put his shoulders and head on before I moved on to the next one. No, it's really wild. One sec. Welcome in, Night Freak. And yeah, I'm avoiding Unity right now. I'm looking at Godot, actually, or Godot. Godot, however they want to pronounce it. Like that one, it seems to be very much a lot friendlier and still seems to be very usable. And doesn't require, like, licensing, which is great. No formal training for game dev myself, but I've been doing software engineering and a lot of different programming through across different languages for the past 13 years now. So I at least have that down. So after that, it's just going to be seeing if I can take what's in my head and make it into something that people might actually want to try. And worst case, it sucks. I am not my game. I am not my program. I am not my model. Yeah, Unity is definitely not high up on my list of desires to work with. I know the RPG Maker engine looks like it could be decent for getting into some stuff, but it also looks really kind of... I'm using the SDK for Battlefield 6 Portal custom maps. Huh. Oh yeah, I figure my first game is going to be not great. But as long as it's at least mildly entertaining or good for a laugh, like either or works for me. Wait, where are all the I'm looking right at them. I'm like, where did all the leg plates go? They're right in front of my face. Okay, got those. Just stay down. Honestly, I think I'm going to change up this one a little bit. We're going to give this guy the captain's cloak, if I can make this work. I think I can make it work. Exactly. Like, for me, if I want to make it a full-on career, sure, I need to make sure that what I make is actually good. But until I say that this is my livelihood, I'm just doing stuff for the lulz and for fun right now. And I figure if I live stream the stuff, then who knows? Maybe some other people out there who are interested in this type of stuff can pick up some tips and things to avoid doing, and maybe find a new passion for themselves. Because everybody sometimes needs a push. And plus, it is kind of funny to watch people flail. It's that pure schadenfreude. Watch me suffer in learning this new thing. Watch me flail in making this game. If nothing else, you can get a laugh at my suffering. Figure as long as my bills are being met and all that good stuff, I get to have some fun. Now, if that stuff stops getting met, then I need to fix something. Oh yeah. Like, I figure there's always going to be someone out there who wants to be like the armchair dictator or something like that, but I definitely have learned more through trying things and failing, and through having people watch what I'm doing and give advice than anything else. Let's see. Yeah, that is 11. Yes. Oh yeah. It's always impressive just how much some people want to give their opinion on things that they really don't know. And I figure, hey, like, as long as you're not throwing out like absolutely hateful slurs or just plain cruel chatter, like, maybe you might have some fun. Maybe you might be able to give some advice. I don't freaking know. Big rule of thumb for me is as long as people aren't like actively attacking each other, and as long as they aren't using any like racially charged language, feel free to flame me if that's what makes you feel better. As Lord knows, I am not the best at the games that I play. Granted, if I was, I would probably have a little bigger following on Twitch, and B, I would probably be playing games that aren't like, you know, World of Warcraft. At some point, I actually want to see if one of my friends would be willing to get on live stream with me and do an actual game of Warhammer. Because it would be kind of cool to have like live streamed games on here. Okay. It is always fun when you can throw something like that in the face of someone who is trying to be a, well, what's the right phrase for that? An asshole. See, I can probably do that. Yeah, okay. We're gonna have to do a little bit of trimming on this shoulder to get that to fit, but that's at least there. I guess I might as well go ahead and just cut this piece off right here. There we go. Then let's get the Vexilla put together. Nice. I wound up getting a folding table for Warhammer that is, I think it's 6x4 or whatever the, yeah, I think it's 6x4. Works really good. What's really going to be a bummer on that one there, learning how to play 10th properly, is I'm betting here in probably the next few months they're going to be putting out 11th. I've been just starting to get the hang of 10th. 3,000 point armies. Whew! Those are some long games. Let's see here. So I'm gonna have to butcher that arm to get it to fit, but oh well. Or I could. Yeah, so here's what I'll do. Go ahead and put this arm in the shoulder or in the little pocket. That glued in place. See, that would be really nice. Because as much as I like the looks of a lot of the Forge World stuff, assembling the Forge World resin models is always such a pain in the butt. Like, I hate working with super glue. Every time I work with super glue, I always end up getting like so many extra layers of gunk on my fingers. And it's always a pain in the butt to get all of it scraped off and just bleh. Okay. Let me get this together. Come on. I know that we can fit this. That'll work. Then the Vexilla. Could have it off to the side like that. Like, the problem is that his hand should be higher. So how can I make that work? How far below will that go, huh? That's a decent ways down. Maybe I could have it a bit canted back. Then that goes off the front of the spot, or front of the base. I could just shorten the Vexilla. I think I'll do that. I think I'll just make the Vexilla shorter. So if that's the case, I have a feeling you're going to be excited for the Total War Warhammer. Good old 4X Warhammer. Just come on. That's going to be awesome. Like that. That's going to be so good. Yes. I just hope. Well, actually, there's really no even having to hope. It can't be any worse than Dawn of War 3 was. Though, I will say, to play devil's advocate for 3 was actually fun. The flow of the campaign just sucked. Stay attached. Yes, like, if they had taken the same game and just broke it up into 3 separate campaigns, that way you could focus on each faction one at a time, it would have actually been pretty dang fun. Because the game itself played good. It was just, they went and butchered the flow of the campaign. Okay, I'll have to sprue goo up this guy's wrist here later. But that's good. Oh, yeah. Like, yes. Dawn of War 2... so good. Honestly, Battle Sector's pretty good too. I haven't finished the campaign, if there is even a campaign for Battle Sector, but I do know I've played a lot of Battle Sector, and that one, it's pretty good. It's pretty fun. 24, 25, 26, 27. We are not going with the shield captain, so we're going 23. Yeah, let's go ahead and flip over to the non-shield captain page. Yeah, that was correct. So we have 25. .27, which they hilariously just labeled it as 07. It's like, there are no other legs, so unless they want to give me a free set of legs, then I'm using 27. 23. And 26. Okay, so we got those. Yep, then we just have the last 2 little leg plate dealies. $35. 35 decided to take a dive and is now somewhere on the floor below the desk. Okay, so we're using 34. And a 33. I will agree with you on the price point for Battle Sector. That is a little rough. A game that I absolutely adore. Not a Warhammer-based thing, but if you love like city builders and stuff, it's called RimWorld. The game is fan-fucking-tastic. The problem with it is the price point, because the base game is like 30-something, so not bad. But they have so many DLCs that just jack the price up, and it's not bad. Like if you got into it when it first hit, but it gets expensive quick, and it's so good. I think I've got like 2,500 hours in it at this point. Love that game. Not good at it, but love it. And their new DLC for it, Odyssey, is so good. So good. And at some point, I actually need to fire back up Monster Hunter, because Monster Hunter Wilds was pretty good. Definitely enjoyed that one. But I've heard that some of their recent patches have really had a hit on performance on PC. Keep running into the same brick wall. So, my recommendation, if you had to pick just one of the two new DLCs, Odyssey is a absolute game changer. It takes the game from being this is good, this is great, to this is a new game. Like, it gives you low orbit space to play in, so you actually can like set up colonies on asteroids and space stations. And the biggest additions they gave to it were like, you could now camp on caravans, so you could set up temporary bases that you could just live out of if you want. And they added the shuttles, like how in Royalty the shuttles would come by to pick up and drop off people. You could make your own shuttle for fast travel across great distances. The Anomaly to me is one of the worst DLCs. Like, I love some of the things they added for it. Like, it adds a whole bunch of new stuff. Like, the ritual system in it is great, but it adds so many new threats to the game that basically it's like anytime you've got Anomaly running, you can't trust new pawns that join you because, oh, that new pawn might be harboring a metal horror that'll burst out and kill your entire colony or infect your entire colony. Or, oh, you got a new pawn who joined you. Oh, if they go down, it's going to summon a horde of zombies that attack you. It's like, just let me play the damn game. Like, it definitely does good at adding extra threat to the game, but it adds the least normal gameplay to the game. It does add some really cool stuff, like it adds a actual flamethrower. Like, your characters literally run around with flamethrowers in that because the flamethrowers are the best weapons to fight against the anomalies. But if you get caught off guard, the anomalies will destroy you pretty quick. Fucking Shambler assaults. They essentially added a zombie with their Shamblers, and the Shamblers, unlike a standard enemy raider, they don't just attack your pawns, they will attack everything that you have built is a valid target for them. So at the late game, when you get like 200 Shamblers attacking your base, they're going to attack from all directions and just go after the walls. And if they manage to get through the walls, often they won't even go after your pawns. They'll just start attacking all of your production buildings. So it just turns into this, I fucking hate these things. Like, legit. Shambler assaults, worst thing they added. Right after that would be the skip abduction cultists, where you have a group of enemies that come in on the edge of the map, and they will randomly teleport one colonist at a time every like 6 hours out of your base and into their midst unconscious until they've gathered everybody. Problem with the Shamblers is they don't go down to pain. The only way to kill them is to literally destroy them. So double layered walls will just slow them down a little bit. When you've got hundreds of them attacking, like it gets annoying. Flamethrowers work best on them, but they don't run around and panic when they get set on fire, so you have all of the zombies just on fire, setting other stuff around them on fire. Like, I'll definitely say Anomaly is still fun, no matter how much I bitch and moan about it. That one is still a fun DLC, just I wouldn't recommend it to most people as a, if you haven't got all the DLCs, like, get Anomaly first. Like, no. Like, I would put it around the same timing as Royalty, or before, or after Royalty. Because Royalty really didn't add that much. Well, it did, but still. Okay, got this guy. Now just need to grab the heads. And then I'm probably going to go ahead and call the stream here, because it's getting dark and it's getting cold. And I need to get little puppy outside before it gets too bad. Well, I call her a puppy. She's like 4 or 5 years old. Still a puppy. All dogs are puppies. Some just may be a lot bigger than others. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and call it here. So I want to thank y'all for hanging out. I'll be streaming again here in a few hours to do some games. Cool. Thanks for stopping in, Night Freak. And if you're still here, Sarcastic Magician, thanks for hanging out as well. Anyway, catch y'all later.